Alright, what's up guys? So this is the first tutorial in the beginner scripting series where we're going to be learning about the basics of Roblox Studio and properties. So when you open up Roblox Studio, you'll see something like this. I don't know if yours will be in light mode, but I have mine set to dark mode. But anyway, so to get started, we're going to click Baseplate. This is going to open up a game for us. Alright, so when we hop in here, we'll see a couple windows here, and I see here we have toolbox, output, properties, explore, and we have a command bar here. If you guys don't have these yet, what you can do is click view and enable these. So like explore, properties. I have toolbox. You might not need it, but it's nice to have on the side. There's output and command bar. We're gonna need most of these for future videos, so might as well have them there. So let me explain this Explorer window. So you'll see that we have like workspace, players, lighting, material surface, etc. And well, everything that you can see is actually located in workspace. So as you can tell, we can actually see a base plate and a spawn location. There are certain things that we can't see in workspace, such as like a camera or terrain. I mean, there is terrain that you could make, but right now we can't see any terrain because there's no terrain. But anyway, you can see that our properties window is actually changing when I'm selecting these, and that's because every instance has its own properties. So this base plate, for example, has brick color, cast shadow, color, all these other properties that it has, and spawn location pretty similar to base plate, just because they're both something called base parts. You don't have to worry about that for now, but anyway, our terrain has slightly different, or a lot different properties actually. So we can have like decoration, grass length, and all these other things. But today we're going to be focusing on our part properties. So for example, like our base plate, we have brick color, which I can actually show you what it does when we change it. You can see that the color is changing when we're just hovering over all these colors. Like, I don't know, maybe we can change it to green, bright green. And we can maybe change the material to, say, grass. Where's grass? Right here. You can see that looks a whole lot different from before. And can also change the transparency maybe. Make it look more invisible, like see-through. Right, anyways. So you can actually move around in Roblox Studio by using the WASD keys. And you can look around by holding right click and dragging your mouse. Alright, so the next thing that I want you guys to learn is if you don't know what a property is, then you can actually hover over it and it'll tell you what what it's doing. So for example, the transparency determines how much part can be seen through. So if you drag this slider, you can actually see how the values affect how opaque or transparent this is. So it goes from 0 to 1, where 1 is like completely invisible and 0 is completely opaque. So the base plate has a texture, which is why we can see like that little grid thing. But if we go ahead and right click it and delete, you can see that if we make it slide this all the way to 1, it'll be completely invisible and we can't see it anymore. Right? So let's insert a part. So to insert a part, we can go to model and we can click this cube icon right here where it has part underneath, and then it will actually insert your part into workspace. As you can see, it's underneath workspace. So if we like close it, we can actually see it's inside workspace, and this part is considered a child of workspace as it's underneath it. So that means our workspace is a parent of part. That's the terminology we're going to be using because Roblox uses that terminology. So let's just see how we can manipulate this part. I did want to do some scripting in this video, just very little though. So to insert a script, you can click this plus button right here, and well, we can type in script if script, and then insert it. Right, so you'll see this print hello world. We can just go ahead and delete that. We don't need to worry about that for now. So it'll look something like this. And in order to manipulate this part, make sure the script is in the part. So the script is a child of the part. One line that we can write is script dot parent. Okay, so this is very important because when I write script, it means this current script that I'm writing in. And when I say dot parent, this is like saying go to the parent of this script. And like I said earlier, when the instance is above, or the parent is the instance above, which is in this case part, right? So the script's parent is the part. So now this is how we reference part. So if we just go ahead and do dot, and now we can actually set a property. So what we can do is, let's say we want to change the transparency. We can do dot transparency, okay? And then write equals. So we know that transparency goes from like 0 to 1. So maybe we want to make it 0.5, okay? So let's close out of the script. We don't need to close out of it. Let's just exit out of there and click. We can actually see what's happening. So if we go ahead and click test and we click the little arrow and click run, okay, we can actually see that the part like is now slightly invisible or transparent. So we click stop. See how in Studio it's fully opaque, but when we click run, it turned more transparent. That's because we have this little line right here of script or code, sorry. Alright guys, so this is the end of the video. In the next video, we're going to be learning about data types and printing. Make sure you guys are practicing like all these property stuff because we're going to be using it in later videos, and just knowing it off the top of your head will be very helpful. Well, anyways, take care guys.